Bhairava Kalike Namostute. Om Namo Bhairava. Om Namo Bhairava. So good morning, and we're back on yet another video. Today's subject is Ambubachi Mela. Not specifically going into great detail. There are many great sadhakas of Maakali who have already spoken about her. There is nothing more that I can specifically add. However, my guru, he has spoken at length on this subject, and I thought I would just parrot a few of his words, which is something I don't usually do, but I thought I should. And just to simplify this entire cosmic event that we are witnessing here at the Maakali Shakti Pit, and what does it even mean? So, post 2026, every Shakti Pitha alive today, doing well, people are finding Shakti in a Shakti Pitha. All these Shakti Pithas will become Kali Kshetras post 2026. By 1008th year of the fall of Mathura at the hands of one of the invaders, Muhammad Ghazni, when it marks 1008 years, Maakali becomes completely Jagrat and she takes over every Shakti Pitha. So everything becomes a Kali Kshetra. Anyway, so that was not the subject. I will speak on that later. So Ambubachi Mela, I've got a lot of texts asking me what is it that I can do, is there any specific sankalp. So I'm going to simply parrot what my guru said. Do not do anything extraordinary, merely be with Devi. Be at a state of equilibrium with Devi. Plain and simple. What is happening during this time? The cosmic seed has not come in. So she's having her monthly cycle. Like our women have monthly cycle, she's having her cosmic cycle. Plain and simple. So what can you do when the seed that is Shiva has not come in and she is not birthing creation, she has this time. That is celebrated as Ambubachi Mela. Plain and simple. So what is it that you can do? Avoid taking any exceptional sankalps that are, give me wealth, give me this, give me health. Don't take any exceptional sankalps for your own benefit. So generally what happens when a woman is going through her periods in your own household, your mother, your sister, your wife, your sister-in-law, your sister-in-law is a mother, right? And a reflection of your own mother. What happens? Plain and simple, you will find that they are generally not as they are during the rest of the year. They might be cranky, they might be irritable, because there is an event happening within. There is a womb that was meant for creation and it is not creating right now. So it is expelling whatever it had prepared. So if you are preparing for a specific puja vidhi and it does not happen, what happens? They are asking you to stop the puja vidhi. They are saying that you cannot do this sadhana. Throw everything out. What happens? There is a general state of anxiety, general state of irritation, general state of leave me alone, don't come near me. All this, what is that? It is the womb that had created, but now is forced to let go of the creation. It had prepared that entire Garbhagriha for what? Absolute celebration of life, but it did not happen. This is the same state that Devi is in right now. However, she is not that small amsha of, every woman is an amsha of Devi, which is something I will address in this video. However, Devi is that cosmic amsha. Maakali is that cosmic amsha of the Adi Shakti itself. That is Adhya. Adhya Kali's womb. It lies there. Now, when it has not been penetrated by the Shiva Tattva, she is now getting rid of that inner wall. Plain and simple. So how would you treat every woman in your house who is going through this time? Would you go and demand, ye bana do, ye karo, go take more difficult projects at work? Why are you sitting simply? Go do this work, go do that. Why are you slow? Why are you waking up late? You would avoid all this generally, won't you? This is exactly how you treat Devi. You pamper her, you adore her, you celebrate her. And how? By taking intense sankalps where you disturb her. Mujhe ye de do, health de do, wealth de do, my problems are there, property is stuck here, my business is slowing down. No. During this time, you merely and completely adore Devi. Celebrate her. Do not hide her. Number one, there is this is also as per the words of my guru, there is this tradition of hiding her, putting a veil. None of this is required. Absolutely celebrate her. How do you do that? At this moment, activate the Devi Tattva that is there in your life itself, your wife, your sister, your mother, mother-in-law, everybody. Activate every woman. How? What is it that they specifically crave for during their times of monthly cycle? What is it that they crave for? Offer all of that to your small altar that you have prepared for Devi at home. She will visit. She will consume every bit of offering that you give. But how do you get the marker? What is the marker? The woman in your life. Those women in your life, around you, everywhere, whatever is that they crave specifically during their monthly cycle, that you offer at your altar in your house. Devi will come, she will consume it. Plain and simple. Avoid few other warnings that he had specifically mentioned. So my guru has over 8 decades of Smashana Sadhana. Exceptionally talented, however, he also has a vow of secrecy. So anyway, I'll talk about him on a separate video. Avoid any laborious task inside your house. Put your entire house in a state of tamas, absolute tamas. If you're building houses, if you're having any heavy machinery work that you're doing, put a pause to that for this entire period. Absolutely go into shunyata. Your only job right now is to understand that Devi is resting, but she's also contemplating on why it is that now she is not carrying the seed. This is that moment where Devi, the cosmic creator, is in a pause and she's contemplating. What is your job? Your job is not to go and force her to merely ye create kar do, wo create kar do. The same Garbhagriha that birthed Skand, the spiritual guru, who will now rise immensely during this period, uska bhi explanation dena. Everybody says that Skand Upasana will rise, but they're not able to correctly tell you why. That is also very beautiful. Only it's all Kali. It's all her design. That evidence is also placed within her. Anyway, so what do? Adore Devi. Bhakti. Bhakti should be at the highest, absolute celebration. Every single day, every single night of this period, offer what you would offer the women in your life during their monthly cycle. Wo unko offer karo. Don't take intense sankalpas, don't take intense mantras with which you continuously call upon her as if it is her normal days. At this time, Devi is actually in a state of absolute rest. Do not cover her up. Let her get absolutely exposed in your house. Avoid all repair work in the house. This is something specifically he has stated. Avoid all repair work in the house. Avoid all digging. She is also Bhumata. Do not dig up the ground. Do not have any, even if your construction is supposed to start or something, slow down. Sab kuch, any creation, slow it down. Be at a state of rest. This is only few tips that he had given. It is a very auspicious time for you to birth your spiritual body. Because if she is not birthing what Mahadeva, the Shiva Tattva, is supposed to birth, and she is now exiting that specific walling, just like the woman in your life, only thing you can birth is nothing physical but spiritual enlightenment. That is the only thing that you can seek at this time, nothing else. Do not take intense sankalpas for any physical gain. Aa jayega. It is absolutely fine to ask for physical things, but right now she is not birthing physical things. She is preparing and she is resting. Take care of her. This is what you do. What do I offer? Go talk to the woman in your life. Tell her during your periods, what is it that you absolutely like? She will say, I like to have ABCD. I like to go sit in these spaces. I like to listen to this specific music. All of that you do in that house. That is the secret. Coming back to the specific issue that I faced in the comment session while having released my last video, few innocent men who are actual seekers of Devi, and then I found few very silly people who are so lost and so absolutely lost. In fact, they have kept Ma Tara in the DP and still they're that lost. They thought that I was supporting some murder and all that. Senseless. Anyway, to the men who were actually confused and to think that it's everything on our head. Are we supposed to carry femininity on our head, and is there no accountability being placed on women itself? Such comments were raised in the last video, and that is a very decent comment and something I would like to definitely address. Number one, please understand that these subjects that I address on my channel is what a Shakta should behave as. It is not a guideline or guidance given for normal mere men and women. It is not. This channel addresses the Shakta path. Ma being Para Sanatani, you will have a life as a Vaishnavite. You will look at Mahavishnu at the highest state. Then you will have a life as a Shaivite, where you look at Mahesh as the highest state. Then you will, at that point, be unable to raise Devi above Mahesh because Mahesh is everything for you. Then you will have a life as a Shakta. In that Shakta itself, you will have multiple lifespans in the path of Ma Tripura Sundari, Ma Bhuvaneshwari, the Rajas. Then you will have a life running after Ma Tara, where you are not drawn to Rajas anymore. That itself is not one life, it will be many lives. And if you go intensely, then probably it will be a couple of lives. And then you come to Maakali and you can only see Maakali. Merely praying to Maakali and doing the sadhana of Maakali is not the same. Every deity has a Parabrahma Rupam. But Parabrahman has a Rupam, and that is Maakali. That is something you need to understand, right? So, these men had raised very innocent and very valid question, that is all the onus on the man. Is the man supposed to do, make good with everything that Shakti is going berserk over, when women are being absolutely, unrealistic, undigestibly all towards you. There are so many issues where men and women are at loggerheads today. What is it that a man is supposed to do? The ability to give Adhara to every facet within femininity is Shiva Tattva. Please understand carefully. This will not make any sense to a man, especially from the Western ideology, where men and women are at loggerheads. How to shut women down when she is rising very high. How to put her in her place and all. This is not Shakta. Shaktas are the final state, because you by the sadhana of Shiva you will go very close to Shiva. However, by the sadhana of Shakti, with Bhairav as the Adhara, you will not go close to Shiva. You will become or enter the state of Shiva, because ये Shivji जो है, the state of Sadashiv, it is two, right? Shakti and Shiva. Left, Shakti and Shiva, right? By doing the sadhana of Shiva, you will go close to him, but you will never attain him. But if you do the sadhana of Shakti, this mother energy, she puts you right into him. You will enter the state of Shiva. So that is why Shakti sadhana is the final stage. And after that, you will understand what is Sanatan Dharma itself. You will understand Mahavishnu more. You will understand Brahma more. You will understand Mahadev more. Right? So I got deviated a little. So Shakti sadhana is understanding and giving Adhara to every facet of femininity. When Maakali, she starts cutting off all these asuras and goes into that bloodthirsty rage, Brahma or Vishnu, none of them are on the scene, because they are not able to make sense of the specific state of Kali. But who can make sense? When everybody is running away, one deity runs towards her. Who is that? That is Shiva. That is Mahakala. When Mahakala Bhairava moves, it is only to give Adhara to Shakti. Who is the Rishi of Maakali's mantras? Who is the Rishi of anything to do with Maakali? It is Mahakala Bhairava. Why? Because Brahma cannot give that Adhara. Brahma does not understand the Devi standing there with blood dripping from her mouth, with khadga raised, sabko maar dungi, ma'am. Like, everything I'm going to destroy now. Whatever I created, isko sab todne wali hu main. When she says that, Brahma cannot give Adhara to her anymore. Who gives Adhara? Only Shiva can give Adhara to Shakti at that state. Kyunki he knows, he recognizes that half. And he gives Adhara. So, Mahakala Bhairava is the Rishi of all these mantras of Maakali, means nothing but that is why he is here. That is why he is there. He is giving Adhara on which she stands, and also giving you the Adhara with all these mantras for you to go towards her. So, attaining equilibrium with everything, every state of Shakti is Shakti sadhana. You are, as a Shakta, you are not a man. From the Western ideology where feminism equal and meninism, this is all very Pashu related stuff. You throw that all on one side. As a Shakta, your job is to give Adhara to everything feminine. The faster you understand this. Because in Shakti sadhana itself, if you see, there are some deities who are merely Rajasic. So they will only give Adhara to the Rajasic guna of Devi. Ye bhi incomplete hai. This is incomplete. You will find Brahma sitting very happily, blessing everybody under the feet of Ma Tripura Sundari. However, you will not find Brahma anywhere in the scene when Maakali is standing there. Only Mahadev can stand there. Lie down there. What is him? Why does he lie down in that state where he's appearing as if he's dead? What is the meaning of that? It is that I project nothing onto you and you project everything about yourself and I give you Adhara there. When Brahma disappears from the scene, when Mahavishnu disappears from the scene, Mahadeva rushes towards Devi. What does this mean? So why is Mahakala Bhairava the Rishi? Why is he able to encode Devi's mantra? Because he understands that state of Devi. Nobody else understands. This is the answer. So, as a Shakta, if a woman is exceptionally unreasonable to you, what are you supposed to do if she is organically placed in your life? It is your mother, it's your sister, it's your sister-in-law, it is your wife, it is your daughter. She is being extremely unreasonable. Please understand that this Devi at that moment projecting a state of femininity into your consciousness so that you understand that within Devi's consciousness there is such a state. When your mother is suddenly standing and raising a sword, everybody will run out. But Mahadeva will not run out. He'll go and run and give her Adhara. Wow! This exceptional state of Devi that I'm visualizing right now in front of me, ye to wahi hai. That state. The purpose of Shakti sadhana is not to attain oneness with Shakti, it is to become Shiva and then give Adhara to Devi in every facet of her life. So what is your duty? So does that mean that, and I saw another comment in my one of the more previous videos. Again, a very respectful comment. These are all, see, the one who had the DP of Matara was highly disrespectful. And I don't think there is much progress for such a being unless they throw out that fifth head that is now speaking out. But the other men were very respectful, and I would like to teach you that to give Adhara to everything abnormal is also Shiva Tattva. You should. So is every woman a projection of Devi? Yes. Every single woman is a projection of Devi. This is the absolute and complete rule of Shaktipat. You do not become a mere man when you think of this. You become Bhairava. The society will find something extremely abnormal about a woman. However, you will be able to understand why she is behaving that way. What is it that she is projecting? And her interaction with you will become extremely peaceful and calm. Because the Shakti Tattva within that woman that is abnormal, making no sense, is at equilibrium with your Shiva Tattva. So when she stands with the khadga, screaming and blood pouring out of her tongue, which makes no sense to any deity, any deva, any asura, they are all running off Mahadeva and towards her. So what does that mean? Shakta is he who runs towards femininity in all her phases. Periods mein hai. I have got many messages in my inbox. My wife is having her periods. My sister, my mother is having her periods. Can we do worship from Bhairava? No, you're nowhere. He who can give Adhara to Shakti in every single facet of her being is the one who will succeed in Shaktipat. And Shaktipat is also not going to be 1 year, because there are deities who are purely Rajasic. Purely Rajasic. As a Shakta, they are not Shakta. They think they are Shakta. To be a Shakta, even the tamasic state of Devi should be given Adhara, and at the highest, because they have said this 100 times. 10 months of gestation in the womb will create a baby who will then come out and live 125 years, embodying karma, embodying a name, and creating bloodlines, creating companies, creating valuable seva to the society. Lekin that 10 months of gestation that is tamas and that is Kali. That is why she is the Guru Mahavidya. All the Mahavidyas are merely her giving chapters. Ye isko seekho, isko seekho, isko seekho. Maa Bhuvaneshwari who gives a preview into all states of the gunas. She gives a preview. She doesn't give you depth. She gives you preview. Ye seekh lo, isko dekho, inko dekhiye. And then she gives you a state of Matripura Sudri who's completely Rajasic. Completely Rajasic. Then Matripura Sundari is unable to keep that thrown on her head all the time, and she finds the powers. When she goes to whom? The one who gives Adhara to Maakali. She goes to Mahakala Bhairava. What does he give? The Kakara Sahasranamavali. So that she attains that state of Kali. So then, rise higher. Higher state of Sattva Guna, Ma Tarini. Go higher. That 10 months of gestation begins to make sense. Why does a baby come out full of blood, urine, stool? That baby at that moment, uska to koi photo nahi leta hai, right? How many people take and would frame the photo of a baby who's full of blood and the discharge that a woman, when she's birthing, that pain and that absolute chaos of that hospital room, that operation room. When if it's a C-section, if it's even more painful, they cut through that multiple layers. How many people are able to digest that and keep a photograph of that? If you're not able to give Adhara to that and say that this is highest states of beauty, you will not understand Kali. So when you look at woman, don't get into these groups. Please understand that Shakta may be 1 in a crore, actual Shakta. But the Pashu, Veera, Divya, the actual Shakta is already almost from Veera to Divya ho raha hai wo. Kyunki he is able to now give Adhara to every facet of woman, including that picture where the baby is full of blood and stool and all that. The hospital, how is the operation table going to look? It is going to look pretty scary. That is tamas. 10 months of tamas, 10 hours of childbirth. If it is cesarean, 10 minutes of operation. But that is going to create 125 years of life, and it is going to create grandkids. It's going to create generations and generations of bloodlines. Unche imarat. Just 10 months of Kali. So he who can give Adhara to everything, this woman is she's not making much sense. I think she's, usko bhi Adhar dena padega, because Devi has just given you a phat moment saying that, see, I'm like this in this girl. Do you accept me here? Yes. Your ability. Now, am I asking you to forcefully go and give Adhara to every woman who's not making sense around you? No. You don't have to publish it. You don't have to publish it. But within you, attain a state of understanding on why there is a woman who's specifically speaking out in this way. Why is a woman who's dressed in that way? Why is a woman not trying to fit into the conformed standards of the society? Usko na mentally Adhar do. Don't get into the groupism where some people just watch some video and they go and ask on some platform saying that I heard this, but it doesn't make sense. Then 10 people will come and say that it doesn't make sense. Now they are at peace. Ye kya hai? Is that all you are? Please stop taking comfort in majority views. Majoritarian views may comfort mat lo. Kali is not majoritarian views. Even at the highest state of so-called Shakta, they do not understand Kali. They do not understand anything to do with tamas. The true Shakta is one who has understood what Maakali is and understand that ye jo exceptional blood, muck and dirt on the birthing table, this is Kali. Uska photo jo andar rakh paega and say, wow, the highest states of Kali. That is the Shakta. So, dear men, in my comment session, my advice to you is very simple. I do recognize that you are very innocently trying to make sense of my last video. So, I am trying to help you out by telling you that don't be a man, be a Shakta. That is the whole purpose of this channel. Every abnormality that a woman projects as per the society standards, wo abnormality ko Adhar do, not in public. You don't have to do it in public. Shaktas are never public. Right? Do it within yourself. You see a woman being something that is not fitting into the societal standards, usko Adhar do. A woman says that I will not marry at so and so year just because my father and mother and the society says so, usko Adhar do. Mentally, हाँ, कुछ तो देवी बात कर रही है. Every name of any divine Shakti, be it Ma Sita, be it Ma Sati, be it Ma Parvati, be it Gauri, be it Rakshasi, these are all names of Kali. What is he telling you? Every projection of Devi in the woman around you is Devi. Every woman is Devi. Am I asking you to worship every woman? No. In every woman's quirkiness that doesn't fit into the standard, usko Adhar de or usko worship karo andar. You don't have to make the society accept it. I saw somebody asking a question based on what they saw in the video, and literally they've gone and asked on a platform, and 10 people have affirmed to him that no, that doesn't seem to make sense. This is not. That means you're simply asking somebody to mirror your darkness. And yes, darkness to bahut hai. I tend to call Kali as the darkness of light. People get confused when I say this, but I always call Maakali darkness of light. Ye light ka bhi na, when light comes, there is a darkness. Piche. That is Kali. All the Mahavidyas are projections of light. It's very bright. All the Mahavidyas are very bright and beautiful. However, it comes from a source. Uske piche darkness hi hai. It is a gestation period. Everything that makes no sense to you, usme Devi hai. So is every woman a projection of Devi? Yes. Who is the greatest man? He who has absolutely attained mastery. Where is my Vajra? You have all seen the Vajra, right? I have in my this Garbhagriha. It's quite far off. I'm not able to take it. He who attains, a man has a little bit of Shakti by nature. इसको science estrogen बुलाता है, ये सब करता है. He who attains mastery over that femininity within him, he is Kali Putra. He is absolutely Devi. That little bit of femininity that you always recognize outside you. You see a woman, you have all these feelings. Some of you are angry with woman, some of you want to be with her. All these feelings, these are all projections of the Shakti within you. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to master it. How do you master? It could be 1,000 lifetimes. When you master if you're going to say that I will only walk in the path of Ma Tripura Sundari in this birth, I will only accept this girl if he fits into these definitions. Other women they are not acceptable. They throw. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. You are rejecting Kali. In the most abnormal behavior of the women that you feel is abnormal, the Ma is telling you to learn a facet of femininity. Please understand that there are people who will only recognize the male deity and they will only accept the female deity as a small wife. ये wife है? हाँ. ये है हमारे महा deity है ये. This is the wife. छोटा. Done. They have another birth. Again they worship the male. And उनके wife हाँ माँ पार्वती है. हाँ 2 बच्चे हैं. But they will find that they are not able to go higher because every projection of Mahadeva is Devi. Every photograph of Mahadeva that you have in your house is Devi projecting as Mahadevas for your conscious understanding. Mahadeva को किसी ने नहीं देखा है. Neither Mahavishnu has seen beyond Mahesh. Brahma ने भी Mahesh से ज़्यादा नहीं देखा है. Only Devi is inside him at that highest state. That is why Adhya Kali, because she is one with that state of Shiva. And if you become one with state of Adhya, you are inside Shiva already. This is what I am trying to tell you in the last video. ये मेनिनिज्म वर्सेस फेमिनिज्म का सब्जेक्ट यहाँ नहीं चलेगा. It is irrelevant to the Shakta. It is irrelevant to the Shakta. And every interaction you have with anything feminine, including, understand very carefully. So when my wife was giving birth to my second son, one of my dogs was also giving birth in my bedroom. So I had kept a small litter room for her so that she could comfortably give birth, bed sab rakhe, and she was a first time mother. I was taking care of her. So inside her also there is femininity. That female dog ke andar bhi ek femininity hai. The cow that gave birth in my house, uske andar femininity hai. Right? Femininity in every aspect you need to understand. Otherwise there is no Kali in your life. There is absolutely no Kali in your life. It is very intense. A woman running around with raised sickle, क्या है इसका आधार? I'm not asking you to go and stand in front of her, मुझे काट डालो. वो नहीं है. Understand कि वो क्यों कर रही है वो. What is the biochemical reaction within this woman that has caused her to raise the sword? What is Devi projecting at this moment? So every woman is an Amsha of Devi. Does not mean that you bring her into your Garbhagriha and start doing her puja, but give her Adhara. Every interaction you have with her, give her the Adhara. Everything abnormal, very important. Understand what it is. Immediately don't stand in the crowds and say that doesn't make sense. To the Bhairava Tattva, every woman is an arsenal in the army because every woman is Devi. Otherwise, there is no Shakti path. Every woman's abnormality is Devi. That is the most important learning because everybody accepts woman at her highest state. As a grihastha, she's standing there wearing adorable saris, very well dressed, very beautifully, dress vest karke khadi hai. Everybody wants to admire her. But in the woman that is, in the backstage, all that guests have eaten and left, and a woman is sitting and cleaning those plates. Now, uske andar equally Devi hai. You do not get to choose in what projection you will see her. Right? So men in my inbox asking whether they can worship Devi, worship or pray to God and during periods. Yes, I don't even like to see these messages. I don't want to talk to you at all. This is something I want to tell you. If you're going to ask me a comment during my periods, can I worship? I don't want you please block my pages, and I don't, because वो देखना ही मेरे लिए श्राप है. I don't want to see it. Number one. This is the most important subject. To Kamakhya's periods ka time you want to know what to do, but the mother and sister in your house, when they are in their periods, if you consider them, the house itself as impure, my dear friend, there is a very, very long number of lifetimes left for you to understand all this. Don't ask me these questions in my inbox. I do not like it. Periods के time पे she has to be completely understood. And please, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि from my time of birth itself I have absolutely understood femininity. No, there was also a time when in my own life, please hear this very carefully. I have also had a path where Devi has taken me through a learning of femininity. So there used to be a time when I was all about bodybuilding and boxing and all that manliness. I am like 185 centimeters, 95 kgs, and like ekdam boxing. So I used to do. At that time, I used to keep masculinity at the highest, right? And femininity as merely just something, they will see my masculinity and they will be attracted to this. Itna hi tha understanding of femininity, and every man is going to go through this phase. All right. So at that time, when my wife was going through her periods and she wanted me to buy a napkin, I was like, how can I buy a napkin? Ye state mein main bhi tha before, I would say, before my marriage. So this was like 23, 24, 25. Before that, 24 years of age, I was also like that. From there to talking like this. And that is why she stands there. The more you understand Devi, the more you will understand femininity, and within every woman, girl, there is Devi. In every quirkiness, or in her smile, happiness, in her craziness, there is Devi. This is the difference between a Shakta and a man. Absolutely do not believe that somebody is very famous or somebody is huge, well followed. Iska koi meaning lena nahi if he says that every facet of femininity is not Devi. Every facet mein Devi hai. And also that abnormality that you are not able to live with, the moment you give it Adhara, she becomes Kali and she calms down. And she comes to the state where you can now digest it. Yes, this is all very difficult for me to address in these short videos. Yes, 1 hour video is short only for me. So, a small story. So there is some very famous personality in today's YouTube sphere about Bhairava. He's very famous. I'm not going to name him. So उनके कुछ शिष्य हैं who are मानसिक शिष्य. So they have not met him in person and all, but they are identified with this person as he is my guru and everybody else is the villains. So छोटा है, very small, still at the pashu state शिष्य हैं उनके. So one such shishya, a girl, she used to badmouth me on every platform. This is for men to understand. On every platform, this person used to have very similar names, so very easily you can find out it is that girl only. Every platform she used to badmouth me, right? And I would absolutely praise this girl in front of my own tribe, my group. And the women in that group would get angry. Ye kya hai? We are like standing with you, fighting for you, on your side, and you, on the other hand, are absolutely in awe of this girl who's always bad-mouthing you. Ye kya hai? They used to get angry. So please understand that within the girl who has identified that her guru, ke liye I will defend my guru and insult this guy, that chota sa hatred that she shows, usme Devi hai, and that hatred ka Adhar I am giving by saying that I accept that hatred, which is a beautiful emotion that you're putting onto your guru by hating me, and us hate ka Adhar main hu. So within that hate, I am the Shiva. At the same time, this side, if you come, the women who are angry that this woman is insulting my guru because of all this, that she has emotions towards her guru, Manasik guru, they have never met. But these women in my side who are angry right now, unka love towards me, usme bhi main hi hu. I am giving Adhara to the hate. So I am the Shiva in that actually. Though she is showing love towards her guru by hating on me, so she is identifying the love for her guru through the hatred that is on me. Uska Adhar I am giving. At the same time, I am giving the Adhar to the women in my own tribe who are saying that we are your supporters, we are supporting you so much, and you are sitting and praising the girl who is hating you. Unka love towards the guru mein bhi main hi hu. Uska, that love, uska Adhar bhi dena padega. And even there's the femininity here which is showing hatred towards me, uska Adhar bhi dena padega. Then what will Devi say? He has absolute mastery of anything to do with feminine. So when Brahma, Vishnu, nobody is seen on the scene, he who gives Adhara to Devi in every quirky, every socially unacceptable state is Shiva. So this is why I say, as you go higher in the Shakti path, You will rise above the state of Mahavishnu, above the state of Brahma, because Devi only Mahadeva understands. Only Mahakala Bhairava can give Adhara to Devi. Mahakala Bhairava. That is the highest state of Bhairava. Only he can give Adhara to Devi in every quirky state. You will all worship Devi while she stands with the khadga. However, you see a woman absolutely fighting against something, and she has decided that this is wrong and this is the moment of slaying the asuras, and she's left and right fighting everybody, but you will all give her Adhara. Dear men, you need not understand this. Dear Shaktas, you have to understand this. I am not speaking to men. I am not speaking to any gender. I am speaking to Shaktas, which is genderless. I am speaking to men and women who identify as Shaktas. With inside every man there is Shiva Tattva. However, Shiva Tattva mein there are three. Your Shiva Tattva that you say, no, there is Mahesh, there is Vishnu, there is Brahma. You will operate from one of these energies, but when these two begin to wane, it's Mahesh who will begin to rise, and through him you will go higher and higher, and Bhairava bursts and gives you Adhara. No, you don't have to worry that you are waning from the Shiva Vishnu Tattva, you are waning from the Brahma Tattva. Bhairava gives you Adhara for everything, because Sarvam Shiva Mayam. Everything is his Maya, and his Maya is Kali. So within the hate that she is projecting towards me is allowing her to love her Guru more, because the more she hates me, she is loving the Guru. And I have given her the Adhara of that femininity. What did I lose? Nothing. I gained Devi more. I absolutely adore this person and left her. At the same time, yahan pe, my own tribe saying that you are praising her, that possessiveness that my own tribe has on me, saying that we are all the time with you. All the time we are praising you and fighting for you and building this Devi ka naam yahan pe, and you are singing praises of the girl who's always hating you. Ye kya hai? When they ask that, in that possessiveness towards their Guru, uska Adhar also you should give. So every facet of femininity, organically agar tere life mein hai, to karmically you have something very huge to learn. Organically there is something very painful that a woman is projecting onto you. You have there is karmically something huge that you have to learn out of it. However, inorganic hai, it comes on the news that a woman is doing ABCD somewhere, or bahut problem chal raha hai na. You don't have to get into the discussions with Pashus, Veeras and Divyas, three states. But the Pashu type of mentality where usne mara, main bhi marunga, usko chodo, and I get into deeper states of dhyana to understand ki wo ladki ne ABCD kyun kiya, wo ladki ne BCD kyun kiya. ABCD, XYZ kyun ho raha hai. And to attain the state of equilibrium with that, because what does Mahakala Bhairava do? He is at the state of Shunyata. He becomes zero. So tujhe kya karna hai? You don't go and sit into these comment sessions and speak and all. You attain the state of Shunyata and give Adhara to the girl. You don't have to sit and give her a certificate in public. You don't have to sit and go to some library. You don't have to get onto a stage and say that I support this girl. Wo sab nahi chahiye. Sit in silence, like he sits in silence. When Devi is in that state, he is absolute zero. So he has allowed that femininity to take over to such an extent within him that he says that my masculinity is coming to zero. Therein I am not losing anything, but my chota sa femininity that is within every man, uska mastery ho gaya. Uska mastery ho gaya, to you are Divya. All siddhis will follow you. So learn to give Adhara to women in every facet around you. Every oddity of the woman, every pain of the woman, every happiness within the woman, every anger within the woman, every moment of the day within which she is going through her periods, isko Adhar dena hi Shakti path hai. Now don't go and ask in some other forum, is this true? तेरे अंदर जो darkness है उसका mirror करने के लिए 1000 है. तेरे अंदर जो light डालना चाहता है ना, the one who wants to put light within you, वो तो will be 1 in a crore. I heard this. Is it true? 10 people will tell you what you want to hear. Acha ho gaya. Shiva Tattva is waning, man. The man who is going to be able to give you the Shiva Tattva ka secret, the rasa of it, is not going to be thousands. Only 1 in a crore. He who is meant to hear it by the kripa of the deity will understand these. So dear men, this channel is not about men being men. This channel is about men being Shaktas. There is a difference. Huge difference. Who entered the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Who entered after Vanavasa? Arjuna? Nahi. Brihanala entered. Arjuna, who had mastered femininity, who had sat and danced like a woman, who had felt the pain of the woman, who had sat and experienced women talking to women about some man who has hurt her. Imagine what all would be the kind of conversations that happen in the quarters of these women where Arjuna lived for a year. In the 13th year of his exile, Aghyata Vyasa, where he loses identity. Why should you lose identity? Iska meaning kya hai? This is Shaktapat. Arjuna was a Shakta. And Sri Krishna, who is none other than Kali, what was he putting him through? Listen to the cries of the girl who says that the man, मैं जो इनसे प्यार करता हूँ, ये तो he never listens to me. He has gone behind somebody else. My husband is bad. My husband is good. My husband is ये किया. I'm in love with this guy. How do I go after? In all these minor, beautiful emotions and thoughts of the woman, there is Devi. However, it is not the same for men. Men, there is Indra, there is Pavanaputra, Hanumanji hai. There is Bhairava, there is Shiva, there is Brahma, there is Vishnu, there is Sri Ram, there is Parashuram. Many, could be many, but Devi, every projection of Devi is Kali. Every projection. So why does the Sahasranamavali have Gauri, at the same time it has Rakshasi? Why does it have Raktapa, the one who wants Rakta? Why does it have Balipriya? At the same time it has Masita. So every amsha, every state in which femininity attains peace and it attains a state of equilibrium, वहाँ पे तुम शिव बन रहे हो. The more you attain closeness with Devi, that is Shaktipat. Mantra, Diksha, Viksha and all aside. Keep it aside. ये नहीं करोगे तो there will be a life where you do not get any mantra Diksha, but you understand women only. You will be employed in a specific sector where you only see and understand women. Why are the most exceptional cooks or chefs men? What was their previous birth? Why is it that duty which is generally identified as women, लेकिन यहाँ men excel क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why was he birthed there? Why are the most exceptional fashion designer जो women का clothes बनाते हैं? Why are many of them men? What activated within them that made them understand femininity? Arjuna, why did he enter the battle? When he clangs the Gandhiv after that Vanavasa, even Karna is trembling. ये Gandhiv है. This is Gandhiv. However, the sound is very different because Arjuna has gone through so many dance postures ki before in 12 years of Vanavasa and all those, as a young boy, 5-year-old boy who lifted the arrow and he was shooting, utna uska understanding nahi tha. Guru Drona could not teach him so much that 1 year of becoming a woman could teach him. Shaktipat is to be understood like this. Diksha se nahi milta hai. This in-depth understanding of Shaktipat doesn't come from Diksha. It comes by understanding femininity, and he who has the guts, who has the peace within, the state of shunyata, who can live absolutely like a Shava while understanding and completely watching this state that a woman is in, वो बनेगा शिव. उसके अंदर आएंगे शिव. Does it make sense now? One of the comments with Ma Tara's DP was very childish, so उनको high user देना पड़ा because I don't have time to waste. But the other men they were students who had to teach. The moment you open a Garbhagriha and show emptiness and say that मुझे सिखा दो, I will teach you. However, if you open a Garbhagriha and मुझे सब कुछ पता है, I will throw you out. यहाँ टाइम नहीं है उसके लिए. छोटा सा लाइफ है. As per astrological, मेरे शिष्य ने बोला है कि मैं astrologically I don't have a lot of life. तो टाइम नहीं है. 5-6 years है तो 5-6 years में सब कुछ कर देना है मुझे, right? तो argument का टाइम नहीं है. The one who can give in the most, again, sorry to repeat, very sorry, you guys want like newsreader की तरह you want me to, somebody said that I am touching my hair a lot. Somebody said I have to touch my nose and they said wash your face and sit down. The kind of people we have to endure. Tamas, it is also tamas. मैं देवी से बोलता हूँ, see इतना insulting comments देखता हूँ माँ. Let this be the 10-month gestation. Now you give me 125 years of glory because I had to digest this terrible comment. Everywhere, tantrics have to be exceptional manipulators of prakriti. Then you should know how to talk to Devi, right? So coming back to the subject, when Brahma and Mahavishnu are missing from the scene, it is Mahakala Bhairava who gives Adhara to Devi in a form which cannot even be digested by Mahavishnu and Brahma. That is Bhairava Tattva, that is Shiva Tattva. And how does he experience it? He attains a state of shunyata. In my own family there are women who have identified as Western feminists and even उसको भी आधार देता हूँ मैं. What am I? I am that hate-worthy man. That is my Adhara. Okay, you identify men as hate-worthy, you see hate-worthy because she looks at man as a hate-worthy being. तो मैं hate-worthy being रखूँगा क्योंकि this powerful woman sees me worth hate. उसके hate में she's creating Shiva. This is another subject. This is another subject of in every second Shakti looks at Shiva and how she identifies Shiva. In that she gives you Shakti. This is totally different subject. I don't know if I have the time to address this, so I'm not going to get into this subject. ये थोड़ा proper depth में जाना पड़ेगा. Just to give you a crux, if a woman who says that men are very nasty, a woman in your life, she says men are very nasty, नहीं देखना, वो बहुत बुरे हैं, men something in her life has put her karmically, kripa, by design, उसके life में ऐसा हुआ है कि she hates men, right? But in that hate, she is projecting higher states of man onto you. उसको भी आधार दे दोगे तो you are attaining that also. So this is all manipulation of prakriti, tricks and techniques. We're not going to get into all that. So just to come back to the subject, is every woman Devi for a man? No. For a Shakta? Yes. Again, is every girl, every animal also that is born with a womb, is it Devi? Yes. One of her name, Kamadevu, one of the names of Maakali is Kamadhenu. What is Kamadhenu? It's a cow. What did you say? Gau Mata का meaning क्या है? ये सब क्या time pass का statements है क्या? Anything that has a womb is Devi. But anything that has a seed is not Shiva. You have to attain that state. Anything that has a womb is Devi. जो बोल पाता है, he is able to attain the state of Shunyata and look at everything with the womb. Every projection of the womb in specific ऐसे design में कर रहा है, एक ऐसे design में एक सारे उस सबको जो आधार दे पाएगा, only Shiva can do it. He attains the state of Shiva. Why is the simple Shiva, milk abhishek for Shiva is the highest state, highest way of you to do the sadhana of Shiva. लेकिन आजकल तो what white color liquid comes in packets. It is not milk. You have to attain the adhikara to take the seed from the bull. You have to attain the adhikara of the Gau Mata. They both have to have an exceptional moment of love. They have to create a calf. Calf has the adhikara to the first drop of milk. उसके बाद तू एक drop of milk लेगा. उस शिवलिंग पे एक drop चढ़ेगा. You have attained thousands of years of tapasya. But इतना करना पड़ेगा for one drop of milk. It is that difficult. So mantra sadhana, vidhis, all are crumbling and becoming weak over. However, Shakti path is still very simple because the Amsha of Devi is alive and walking around everywhere. Road side pe, she's also cleaning the drains as a sewage worker. She's also sitting in the highest house of power in India as a Rashtrapati. Dono are Devi. No, as a man you don't have to understand this. As a Shakta, mandatory. As the Shakta, mandatory. Mandatory. इसमें भी man आ रहा है. Mandatory. Otherwise, you are not proceeding, buddy. In the woman that hates me, there is Devi. उसको आधार दो और hate करो. बहुत अच्छा है. Hate करो. Let me allow you to hate me nicely. She will bless you. You allow a woman to hate you nicely, she will bless you. वो भी देवी bless कर रही है. You don't have to go and bring her into a garbhagriha, make her stand there. The woman who's trying to hit you, उसको पकड़ के लाओ गर्भ, वो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं. उसका अंदर जो बायोकेमिकल रिएक्शन हो रहा है, that is causing hate towards you, that is Devi's karmic reaction, कृपा, सब कुछ मिलजुल के एक फिजिकल स्थूल शरीर, एक सूक्ष्म शरीर, एक कारण शरीर मिलके एक हेट प्रोजेक्ट हो रहा है, उसको आधार दो. That is what Shiva is. He can give Adhara to any facet of Devi, but only Shiva can give. Brahma, Vishnu cannot give. So I hope you guys can summarize this video. Please watch it a few times because some of you are just so identified with your specific living कि तुम लोगों को understanding ही नहीं आ रहा है. Oh, you are saying that the woman who did this is also Devi. Acha, so you are saying that a woman who stood with khadga like this, blood dripping, is that your general understanding of Devi? Then why is one of her names in the Sahasranama only Rakshasi? Depth में जाओ भाई साहब. Depth में जाओ. Become Shaktas. Don't identify as men and say that masculinity है. She is from the other team. वो woman है. वो team का है. Wrong किया है. I identify with all the women, all the men. ये मत बोलो. Stop identifying with all the men. ये तुम्हारा काम नहीं है. You are the perfect embodiment of your karma and kripa और तू ये डिज़ाइन में तेरा बर्थ हुआ है. यू डोंट से दैट आई एम मैन. हम सब एक टीम है, ऑपोजिट टीम में ये लड़की ने ये किया है, नाउ हाउ डू वी टैकल दिस सिचुएशन. ये नहीं कर, मत करो. तब तुम थाउजेंड्स ऑफ देवास हैं, क्रो देवलोक, उन सभी के साथ आइडेंटिफाई हो रहे हो, भैरवा के साथ नहीं. क्योंकि भैरवा, महाकाला भैरवा इज द वन हु गिव्स आधारा टू देवी टू डू एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग दैट शी चूजेस टू डू. कल्याण ही होगा. यू विल थिंक दैट अ वुमन हु इज बीइंग वेरी अबनॉर्मल, प्रोजेक्शन समथिंग वेरी अबनॉर्मल, अनडाइजेस्टेबल थिंग्स, और तू उसको आधार देगा एंड व्हाट विल हैपन. लाइक उसको फिजिकली आधार देने का कोई नीड नहीं है, बट विद इन यू एट द स्टेट ऑफ ध्यान अंडरस्टैंड एंड डोंट गेट इनटू, डोंट पार्टेक इन इवेंट्स दैट इज पुलिंग दैट femininity that has exposed in a weird manner. उसको pull down करने का exercise में don't partake. Simple. The tantric is a master manipulator of prakriti. उसका imagination should be so exceptional that Devi says, वाह, ये तो Devi is an exceptional imagination का ही है. Everything that if a mango leaf has to be like this and a coconut tree का leaf has to be like this, who imagined that? देवी ने तो किया है. शी इज द क्रिएटर, पार प्रकृति. दैट इज आद्य काली, पार प्रकृति. महेश ब्रह्मा, शी गेव 3, बट महेश में ही है हायर स्टेट्स. इन दोनों दे स्पेसिफिकली बाउंड टू अ स्पेसिफिक ड्यूटी. महेश इज ध्यान, ध्यान गोes higher. So he who attains oneness with देवी in every facet, silently घर पे बैठ के oneness attain करो. आधार दो. पब्लिकली ये बंदा वो बोला, वो बंदा ये बोला. ही इज अ पॉलिटिशियन, ही इज अ पुलिस गाय, ही इज अ आर्मी गाय, ही इज अ आईटी प्रोफेशनल, द बैंकर. उसका ओपिनियन ये है. दे आर देयर परफेक्ट कर्मा एंड कृपा का एम्बॉडीमेंट. तू उनसे क्यों बार बार जाके मिल करके यू आर आइडेंटिफाइंग विद देम एंड देन ट्राइंग टू गिव आधारा टू देवी. मत करो. साइलेंस एंड जर्नी विद इन योर सेल्फ इज साधना. द जर्नी विद इन द सेंटर, जर्नी टुवर्ड्स द सेंटर ऑफ योर सेल्फ इज जर्नी टू शिवा. ये करो भाई. सो इज एवरी गर्ल an amsha of Devi? Yes. The one who's standing on the stage being crowned as Miss Universe, and the one who's behind the stage cleaning the vessels of all your guests, and also removing the dirty plates of the ones of Miss Universe itself, वो backstage में खाए होंगे, वो plate clean करने वाले में भी equally देवी है. I'm very sorry if you think that only that beautiful woman में देवी है. In the niche woman, niche as per the definition of society, उसमें भी देवी है. Right from the sewage cleaning lady all the way to the most powerful house in the country, उसमें भी देवी है. So what does that mean? In every form you have to accept her. कोई जल्दी नहीं है. अगर जल्दी accept करोगे by embodying Bhairava, the faster is your realization. Plain and simple. अगर नहीं accept करते हो, नहीं हो रहा है, या क्या करूँ, ये नहीं हो रहा है, क्या करूँ, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, नेक्स्ट लाइफ में हो जाएगा. 100 lifetimes he will crush into at least 2 and 3. It is still exceptional, right? State of moksha is when you can absolutely live as you want to live while being alive. You're mokshit, you are kashi, right? So I think I'm done for today. Yes, these are all real life examples. I have absolutely loved and given adhara to women who hated me. Does that mean that I am a simp? No, I'm not going to go and give them physical आधारा. वो तो नहीं करने वाला हूँ मैं, लेकिन उनके hate को recognize कर रहा हूँ मैं. I recognize and accept that the hate that you feel for me is a true emotion, and I am at peace with that emotion, giving you, the woman, the adhara as Bhairava Tattva. Understand करो. So young men, you are on the right track. Don't worry. Your curiosity. These men commented in the first full paragraph. They saying that I respect you so much. मुझे बहुत, लेकिन ये मुझसे हो नहीं रहा. ये आपने कैसे बोल दिया? How are we supposed to give adhara to women who are cutting, throwing, putting men's life into danger? All this. How are we supposed to give adhara? Organically तेरे life में है. If it is your own sister, mother, brother, sister, mother-in-law who's doing that, then there is karmically something that you have to face. However, if it's somewhere else, उसको आधार मेंटली दो तो अंडरस्टैंड ये क्यों हुआ, इसका कारण क्या होगा. अरे कुछ लर्न, एक्सप्लोर फेमिनिटी in every aspect. There are good content on YouTube about red light districts. Why is a woman kidnapped at 13 years of age, thrown into a brothel? Why is that woman giving birth to another woman? ये सब क्यों हो रहा है? उनका इमोशन क्या है when her body is being abused by 40 men in a single day? उसका thought process क्या होगा? आधार, Give the Adhara to the woman in every state. That is the highest state. It is even beyond. Yes, there is a way for you to go beyond Mahavishnu and Mahabrahma. के state से ज़्यादा ऊपर एक state है that Devi can give you. Are you ready for it? Or will you go to some forum and ask, इसने ऐसे बोल दिया, can 10 of you acknowledge कि he's wrong? हाँ, 10 people have acknowledged, then तो I'm feeling fine. You know who sits alone? Shiva. देवलोक में भी नहीं होते, दक्षा के यज्ञ में नहीं आते. He sits alone. His opinion matters to those who can understand him. Don't sit in these forums and accept कि अरे 10 लोग ये मेरा accept कर लो ना please. हाँ 10 लोग ने accept कर दिया. I can continue to be how I was. Is this higher states of realization? नहीं है. Sri Ramakrishna ji, he would dress up in a sari and embody femininity. उन्होंने वो किया है. And I am understanding that yes, very soon we will address very vast and powerful subjects, understand why, okay, not right now. Jayama. We will address subjects that have never been addressed. Spirituality cannot be restricted. This is the 5th head of Brahma. Rituals collapse. Everybody is offering milk to the Shivling. However, the milk itself is polluted now. It's coming in packets and cows are being attached to machines and milked. Does she want to give you the milk? And my cow looks at me, Kamakshi. Everybody knows Kamakshi, I believe. She looks at me with love. अरे ये आ गया. अच्छा ये आ गया मेरा बच्चा है. So sometimes she will hit me like this and then look at me with love. And her daughter Bala, pure love. I get emotional when I talk about her. It is like a daughter I never had. I don't know why Ma never gave me daughters. Probably I sometimes think that thousands and thousands of daughters I'll have. Thousands and crores of daughters. That is why probably I never had a daughter born to me. Coming back to the subject, he who can give Adhara to femininity in every facet of her accepted norms, unaccepted norms, her looking wild with hair flying all over, uncombed jata ho gaya hai, blood flowing out of her mouth, full of sword and everything, not that very loving mother Saumya. ये साइड भी एक्सेप्ट करने वाला बनेगा शिवा. शिवा इज नॉट समथिंग दैट यू प्रे टू. शिवा इज समथिंग यू हैव टू बिकम. So does that mean that I'm asking you to suffer at the hands of women who are throwing you through all the pains of life? अगर karmically वो आपके life में भी हो गई है and organically right in front of you ये हो रहा है, call upon Devi and tell her, I understand what it is that you're trying to teach me at this moment. I accept it and give Adhara to it. You don't have to tell the girl that. Tell yourself and tell the Devi. You will find slow corrections happening. Where Devi attains Adhara. And the moment what darkness of light ke andar bhi darkness hai. Right? The moment she touches it, know that these things will immediately fall in place. What is Devi trying to tell you when she is putting femininity and hitting you hard? There are messages in it. Usko Adhar do, you might understand. And again, this is not for men, this is for shaktas. Why Arjuna dressed and walked into the war ground dressed as a woman. वो कितना femininity को embody कर रहा है that second. Can you walk into your office dressed as a woman? A man? You can't. Then what was Arjuna? ये सब stories नहीं है, these are guidebooks. Arjuna was a shakta. Karna was not a shakta. Karna was more powerful than Arjuna. He was not a shakta. उसका main flaw क्या था? Main flaw तो यही था कि number one I've already addressed many times कि वो वहाँ तक reach हुआ, लेकिन उसने path नहीं दिखाया. Number two, femininity को एकदम he did not adore. He adored his mother. 50% था mother, birth mother, adopted mother को वो ऊपर रखा, लेकिन पांचाली को नहीं रखा. So not just the identified organic woman that you'll give Adhara to. You'll have to give Adhara to the woman who's absolutely inorganically कोई 1000-10,000 kilometers दूर है वो, उसका normalcy and abnormalcy as per societal standards में भी देवी है, उसका understanding लाना पड़ेगा. Unfortunately, we have already touched 1 hour. before you guys, I don't want to waste your precious time. Dhyana ko bhi, Jnana ko bhi, you have to crush into time capsules of acceptance. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Bhairava Kalike, Namastute. Jai Ma.